Peace, everybody. Good afternoon. Please forgive me. I'm a little bit under the weather. It's my sinuses, my allergies are killing me. I don't know if you got anyone who's watching this, if you live in Atlanta, but you know it's pollen season out here, pollen season out here. So I am struggling through that. So please forgive me if I sound stuffy. But some people say I always sound stuffy, so this might not be anything new. But today I want to discuss the Mohamed Noor case. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Mohamed Noor case, but Mohamed Noor is a Somali cop out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, who shot and killed a white woman from Australia named Justine Damon. And I'm shocked by the lack of response or outcry from the Somali community, the lack of support for Mohamed Noor. And the reason why I say that is, I don't know if you guys remember a couple of years ago or last year, you had the Peter Liang, Akai Gurley case, where Akai Gurley was murdered by Peter Liang, an Asian cop, murdered a black man, Akai Gurley. And the Asian community nationwide, hell, worldwide, came out in full defense of Peter Liang and basically said how, hey, if white cops could kill black people, get away with it, then damn it, Asian cops can too. And you're not going to make our Asian brother an example. But I'm surprised and shocked to the point that a lot of times when I bring up the Mohamed Noor case to Somalis, they're not even familiar with it. They have no clue about it. And that's just weird to me, because we all know the Somali community is very close knit. They're very tight, especially this taking place in Minneapolis. From my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, I would say there's probably outside of Somalia itself, there's probably more Somalis. Minneapolis is probably has the second largest population of Somalis. Either that, or some people could argue and say Kenya or Ethiopia, which would be considered Greater Somalia. But we'll say outside of Africa, Minneapolis, Minnesota probably has the largest population of Somalis. So I want to play this video, and this is in reference to the Peter Liang, Akai Gurley case. And I want you to see how the Chinese went out in full force and defended the killer cop, Peter Liang. It basically said, look, you're not going to make an Asian an example. You're not going to charge him with shit. He was charged with manslaughter, but I think he was, as far as his sentencing, it was maybe 2 years probation or 5 years probation or some bullshit like that. So I just want you guys to watch this video real quick. Let me go ahead and share the screen real quick. Everybody in the chat room, thank you for joining us. What's up, everybody? Good afternoon, people. All right, let me go ahead and play this video. Let me clean my screen, my camera too, shit. All right, there we go. Let me go ahead and play this video for you guys. Give me 1 second. All right, so let's go ahead and play this.
Justice for all. That's the key message here today. I'm at Catman Plaza in Brooklyn, New York, where thousands of Chinese Americans around the nation protest against the conviction of Peter Liang. They believe that Peter Liang was made a scapegoat and has been used to set an example following public pressure to prosecute police officers. This comes after several incidents involving white police officers and the deaths of unarmed black men that has prompted public outrage. And they say that this conviction of Peter Liang is unfair and unjust. Now, this rally is one of several of many rallies in Jackson.
I want you guys to peep something. Now, they're leveraging Chinese Americans who you will never see celebrating MLK's birthday. Do they celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday in China? So I want you guys to peep something out. Chinese, who for the most part do not celebrate MLK Day, are leveraging MLK to justify the murder of a killed girlie and for Peter Liang to not be held accountable for what he did. I mean, peep this shit out. Look at this. And let me rewind it back a little bit.
Liang was made scapegoat and being used as to set an example following public pressure to prosecute police officers. This comes after several incidents involving white police officers and the deaths of unarmed black men that have prompted public outrage. And they say that this conviction of Peter Liang is unfair and unjust. Now, this rally is one of several of many rallies and demonstrations being held across America in more than 30 cities, all out in full force to protest against this conviction and to support Peter Liang and his family. So it seems that there is widespread support for the former NYPD officer, but this has also been an issue that has divided the community, with some factions saying that the conviction was...
I mean, look at this. Peter and Akai are both victims of the system, please. But again, I mean, what's really throwing me off is how they have the picture. They're invoking MLK to justify murder. But we know damn well when MLK Day comes around that Chinese are not celebrating MLK Day like that. You already know it.
And it came about regardless of race or color. Regardless, everyone here is not having any of that, which is why they come out in full force to make sure that their voices are heard in order to make a difference. Stealing Time, CCTV, New York.
I want to play this video for you as well. This was an interesting interview. In New York City, they get away with it. So basically, the Chinese are justifying the murder of a Kai girlie because white cops do it too. Now, this is the thing. This is my issue. So when black people, especially in the eyes of conservatives, when we bring up race or racism or white supremacy, we're told we're crazy, quit playing the victim card, get over it because look at the Jews. But when Asians, who for the most part, whenever there's a debate in regards to, minorities here in America, and Asians are looked at as the perfect or the status quo or the model minority, it's okay for them to leverage white racism and bring up white supremacy. Because there was another case, or I think it was with Air China, and they put out some type of bulletin or some type of I want to say pamphlet warning pretty much Chinese who go to London to stay away from Indians and blacks. And they were saying the reason why they did that was because white supremacy told them or taught them that. So this is what we're dealing with here.
And the DA in Staten Island that let them get away with it. And what are you guys doing about that? About Dan Donovan?
That's where we've always been.
Have you?
We've always
What have you guys been doing about Dan Donovan?
We've been
What have you been doing about Dan Donovan?
people ran their own candidate, James Liang.
Hold on, whoa, bam. Back up for a second. Agents didn't support him. Did they? She asked a great question. Did the Asian community support James Liang? Answer is no.
That's not because of that.
The Asian community is protesting today based on
So the Asian community, all right, and I'm going somewhere with this. I'm going somewhere. This is all going to tie in. I'm going somewhere with this. So the Asian community will leverage MLK to justify Peter Liang getting off of murder for murder, the murder of Akai Gurley, but would not support the black community any type of way, form, or fashion. As long only way they support it is really we support them when we shop in their beauty supply stores and restaurants. I mean, this is what you're getting here, and again, this is all going to tie in.
I want to. Okay. Given the facts that have happened in the previous shooting,
That's why.
Yeah.
Not been indicted.
No.
Peter Liang should not be indicted.
Let me make the next step. Let me make the next argument, which is that if you want to change the state of the law, you don't change it on the basis of an Asian American.
Bam. I want you guys to read that. They're saying you're not gonna make an Asian cop an example. And again, I'm gonna tie all this in to Mohamed Noor, and in regards to what the Somali community needs to do right now if they're serious. Because again, Somalis are very very tight knit, very close, very inclusive. You know, the Somali community, for the most part, here in America is very tight. So what the Somali community needs to do is pretty much follow the lead of the Asian community when it came to Peter Liang. And what that is, all gloves off, period.
You change the state of the law for all people.
So Peter Liang should not have been indicted until a white cop is indicted.
You should have a system that's going to be applied equally to all that come in for it. That's what I
So
I don't want to take it any further than you have.
So at the end of the day, if it's not your people, you do not.
At the end of the day, if it's not your people, you do not care. I mean, that's correct. But they want to invoke MLK to justify Peter Liang getting off.
That's true. It happens a lot.
And that's what needs to stop.
I oppose that, and I agree with you.
That's what needs to
But at
stop.
the same time, you should not accept
When
the
the
scapegoat.
Chinese, we do not ignore
You do.
problems.
You do. Let's not think.
And this is my issue. This is this is what pisses me off too. When I see black people supporting DACA, you know, at the white women versus white women who voted for Trump march, you know, at protesting the Muslim ban at the airports. But this is how non-black minorities think and view you for the most part, the majority of them. This is how they view you. But we're quick to jump on the bandwagon and support them and defend them and protest for them. But they will not reciprocate that for us. But I just want you guys to take a look at that.
Good of a picture. I agree. Look, let me agree with you that more Asian Americans should be there with the black community against racism. Let me agree with you. But at the same time, African Americans are not there for us and have that.
Bullshit. African Americans have paid for your kids' scholarships, sent your kids to school, paid for your mortgage. Asian American community comes to the black community and sets up shop and gets rich. But you can't blame the Asian community for that because we still continue to patronize them. I mean, black women are getting their asses beat in the beauty salon, in the nail salons, but we still go there. I've literally heard black women say they rather get their weaves, their yacky, tacky, yacky, wacky weaves from the Asian beauty supply store because they feel as if the black beauty supply store, their service isn't as good or they don't have the, you know, high quality weave. And I'm like, it's fucking weave. It's fake anyway. That's like saying I'd rather get my fake Gucci purse or my fake Louis Vuitton purse from the Koreans versus the Gambians because the fake shit looks more real. It's fake. It's fake. Who cares where you get it from? It's still fake.
That is not the case.
You shouldn't be rocking or wearing the fake shit anyway.
let's not.
There's definitely lots of division in society. I wouldn't argue with you.
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm admitting the sins of the community as much as I can.
Right.
But let's talk about it real. The overall issue is white supremacy.
See, there we go. But again, black people, when we bring up white supremacy, when we talk about white racism, you know, we're told stop playing the victim card, stop, stop being weak. What about the black on black crime? You know, look at the Jews. They were able to overcome. Why are you guys still complaining about white supremacy? But when everybody else uses it, it's okay. It's fair game.
In our institutions that allow these prosecutions selectively to go forward and to be done on political grounds. Asian Americans in New York City do not have political power to the extent that Staten Island white people do under Dan Donovan, and that African Americans do under Ken Thompson in Brooklyn. And so that's what they're frustrated about. You know what? The same people. I agree with you that there's a lot that needs to be flattened out, and I want.
The Asian community doesn't need political influence. I mean, how can I put it? Let me rewind it and repeat exactly what he said.
I agree with you that there's a lot that needs to be flattened out, and I want to work with you. Can I have your name or number? What they're frustrated about. You know what? The same people. I agree with you that and that African Americans do under Ken Thompson, Americans in New York City do not have political power.
Okay. The Asian American community, guys, and this is something we all can learn from. They don't need political power because they have economic power. They have their own banks. They have their own businesses. They have their own, I mean, hell, they have Chinatown. They have Koreatown. They have Little Tokyo. So they have pretty much their own communities and cities where they really don't need political power because they have economic power, which is more important. But I mean, he brought up a great point because Ken Thompson is the one that gave Peter Liang probation, and he's a black politician, okay, who this Asian fella just mentioned, who's supposed to serve the best interests of black people, but he's the one, Ken Thompson, who passed away last year, who gave Peter Liang probation for what he did to Akai Gurley. But again, they don't need to have political power because they have economic power. Asians in America have, for the most part, have their own ecosystems here in America where they don't need any type of political power. Is not mandatory. It's not really necessary because again, they have their own economic institutions in place.
To the extent that Staten Island white people do under Dan Donovan, and that African Americans do under Ken Thompson in Brooklyn. And so that's what they're frustrated about. You know what? The same people. I agree with you that there's a lot that needs to be flattened out, and I want to work with you. Can I have your name or number and we can talk more?
You're more than welcome to do that.
And I want to actually do a panel for the.
I mean, as far as real estate in New York City, I want to say China owns, or Chinese, they own a lot of, I want to say that, hold on, give me 1 second. Let me find out this hotel the Chinese own in New York City. Here we go. The Waldorf Astoria is now controlled by Beijing. So the Chinese government owns, I would say, the most historic, exclusive hotel in New York City. Is owned by the Chinese. So again, when you have that much money, what they say, money equals power. You can control. You don't have to have an Asian, okay, I would say, in office, in the political office, in politics, representing you in quotation marks in New York when you have money, because all you have to do is just pay off the politicians. I mean, the Chinese, and I want to say the Chinese own the Chicago stock market, even though that's Illinois. So this is the amount of power and wealth, and influence the Chinese have. They own the most exclusive hotel shit in America. They bought it for $1.95 billion in 2014. And they're converting it to condos. This is what the Chinese own. So the guys being intellectually dishonest, yeah, okay, you might not have an Asian face in politics in New York, but you have economic empowerment, which is more important. And then, I mean, your country is heavily involved in business in New York. So of course, excuse me, of course, politicians, non-Asian politicians are still going to protect your best interests because you control the economics in New York. All right, so that's enough of that. All right, so what am I getting to? To sum this up. Somalis, it should be all gloves off. Whatever he is. I'm just surprised that Somalis are not out here defending Mohamed Noor. I don't care how you guys in the chat room view Mohamed Noor. You know, he's not black, even though I've had several Somalis on my platform basically setting the record straight that they believe that they're African and they're black. But that's whatever. It should be all gloves off from the Somali community. You're going to have to use that economic influence, that political influence. I want to say there's some Somali politicians in Minneapolis now. Because again, Somalis like to, here in America, like to pretend. Somalis are like Ethiopians. You know, they like to pretend. I don't know if they're pretending, but they like to flaunt that they're, how inclusive they are, how tight-knit of a community they are. But again, Somalis is going to have to be all gloves off. And you guys need to be out there supporting Mohamed Noor no matter what. So why are Somalis not defending Mohamed Noor? Where are the protests? Where are the, let Mohamed Noor go, free Mohamed Noor? And I just think a lot of it has to do with that Somalis don't want to support him because he shot a white woman. That's why. It's because Mohamed Noor allegedly killed a white woman, so the Somalis are backing down. That's what I think the issue is. But as my Somali trolls say, Chima, thank you for the super chat. The Somalis who troll me, as they say, they call me a Bantu slave. If Mohamed Noor would have killed a Bantu, I bet you guys would have been full court press. You better not indict him. You better not arrest him. You better not charge him. He better not serve any time. I guarantee you. But since it's a blonde hair, blue-eyed white woman, the Somali community is scared. That's what the issue is. We haven't got all the facts yet, CC. We haven't got all the facts yet. So Peter Liang murdered Akai Gurley. You know how many cops murdered unarmed black men? And Blue Lives Matter were there full force? In fact, where's Blue Lives Matter for Mohamed Noor? Where's Blue Lives Matter? Because when black men are shot on TV, on camera, unarmed, here comes Blue Lives Matter. Here comes the job of a cop, police officer so hard. But for some reason, Blue Lives Matter is not supporting Mohamed Noor, And the Somali community has been quiet as hell. In fact, again, like I said at the beginning, there's many in the Somali community that don't even know about the case, and I was shocked. Dude, GSH everything. Listen, I've had several Somalis on my platform. None of them knew about the case. I was shocked. And when this took place, this made national news. And it's national news again because he was just charged with murder. Edward, you made a great point. Somalis are scared. They don't come here for power. They come here for refuge. And this is why I always say the culture goes as far as whites will let them. But okay, let's look at Chinese. Chinese, obviously, they're refugees, but they come here for power. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I've been shocked in regards to the lack of response and support from the Somali community when it came to Mohamed Noor. I've been shocked. So just wanted to speak on that. The show's going to be short. I'm about to go ahead and log out. But guys, thank you so much for coming on. Make sure you go to search for Who on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Again, guys, sorry for my allergies are killing me, so I know I sound stuffed up. And anti-gravity. I want you to look at the last two videos I did. Anti-gravity 74. I want you to look at the last two videos I did with the Somali sister, and I did another video with a Somali. They had no clue about the case. I'm like, how can you not know about this case? This made national news. It is national news again. Right. Somalis talk about how more united they are than us, but they ain't doing shit for Officer Noor. As you can see with the Chinese and Peter Liang, anti-gravity. I want you to look at the videos. Look at the videos. They had no clue about it. I'm like, dude, how did you not know about this case? Dead serious. Charles Irby, again, I want you to look at the videos. Just search, when you go to my videos, search Somalia, or Somali. I interviewed two people from Somalia that live here in America that had no clue about the case. But she identifies as Somali. But the other brother is Somali. So yeah, you guys, why isn't the Somali community out full force defending Mohamed Noor in the same way that the Chinese and Asian community defended Peter Liang? So yeah, because again, Peter Liang murdered a Kai Gurley, and they said, nope, you're not going to make an example of him. I don't care what he did. And he got probation. Our black politician that's supposed to protect our best interests as black people only gave him probation. But I guess Mohamed Noor, allegedly murders Damon. Justine Damon. Somali community nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. So yeah. So yeah, you guys, thank you so much for coming on. Make sure you go to search for Hulu on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Also go to searchforhoover.com. Go to DaddySamir.com and go to Amazon.com. Search your name, Daddy Samir. Please buy a book. Again, people, thank you so much for coming on. I will probably be back on later on tonight. So again, thank you so much. Daddy Samir. Till next time. Peace.